Just after HW loses his hearing, Eli storms up to Daniel and demands the $5,000 that was promised to his church. Daniel, who is still deeply distraught by his son's injury, does the right thing and takes out his frustration on the young preacher. If he was an actual man of God, why couldn't he heal HW? We should take a moment to recognize the perfection that is Paul Dano ragdolling here in the mud, screeching. PTA goes on to use the carnal power struggle between two men motif and inherent bias in the master, but this is where he really perfected it. Eventually, Eli gets even with Plainview for this profound humiliation. Daniel needs the Bandy track to develop his railroad, and Bandy wants Daniel to repent for killing no one. Yet again, the symbiosis between business and religion forces Daniel back into Eli's clutches, where he professes his guilt, as in his own personal feelings of guilt about abandoning his son.
Abandoned my child. Say it louder. Say it louder. I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my boy!
This, of course, comes back to haunt Eli when he tries to negotiate with Daniel a decade or so later. Old Bandy has passed, and his grandson is looking to find stardom in Hollywood. He is ready to finally sell the Bandy track and all of its untapped oil. Yes, Plainview would be happy to do business. $100K for Eli's finder's fee, as well as the original $5,000 owed to the church sounds fine. He just needs the preacher to do one thing: profess to being a false prophet, and that God is a superstition. Completely broke and utterly powerless, Eli obliges, delivering these mortifying words in the style of a sermon.
A false prophet, God is a superstition.
Can't hear you at the back.
I am a false prophet, God is a superstition.
Say it again.
I am a false prophet, God is a superstition.
When Daniel's had his fill, he educates Eli on the principle of drainage, that the derricks he owns on the land surrounding the Bandy track have already slurped up all of its oil. So then Eli changes his tune. He's sinned, and the stock market, God has given him some troubling times. You know how Daniel hates liars, how he hates pretext, how he just wants to get to the fucking point? It is entirely feasible that if Eli had come to Daniel, hat in hand, no bullshit, he probably would have walked away with his life, and even maybe a job. But we all know how Daniel feels about manipulative grifters. Daniel informs Eli that he was not the chosen son, that Paul, who sold Daniel the information about Little Boston, was the true prophet. And as he is wont to do, in an incredibly cartoony and hilarious scene with bowling pins, Daniel beats and bullies Eli, driving straight to the core of their relationship. And then Plainview murders Eli in cold blood.